my channel. Today we're going to be doing a grocery haul. I just went and done a pickup order, which means I ordered all the things on the Instacart app this morning. Walmart still is like really far out as far as like pickup times go, and ain't nobody got time for that, so I don't mind paying the $1.99, $2 for Instacart. Plus it gives you the option of making changes as the order is being picked up throughout the store. Unlike Walmart, you pretty much just get whatever in case they don't have something, they just replace it with whatever, which does come in handy though, because you end up paying what you initially would have paid for whatever it was that you ordered. So there is that, and there's no pickup fee, but you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to show you all the goodies that I picked up for this next week of meals. I do have a lot of meats already because we were slowly buying meats over time, because I had a feeling that meat would become one of those hot commodity things and there could possibly be a shortage. So I wasn't like crazy stockpiling meat like some of you are doing, and if that's you should stop. But I was getting like one extra thing of meat every grocery order and just putting it away in the freezer. So you won't see any meat in this order, I don't think, in case you're wondering like, why don't she have any meat? That's why. First thing is a gallon of whole milk. Since Mila can supposedly have whole milk, now we don't give her milk out of a cup or anything. Like if I make something that requires milk in it, then I buy whole milk, which is something that I've never done before. I typically always buy like skim milk or something. Half and half is for our coffee. We have cottage cheese. I will go over recipes and stuff at the end, and I'll tell you what's used for what, so you're like, why does she have this and that? I'll explain it. Also, they give paper bags at our Food Line when you get the Instacart orders. Sour cream. Never had these before, but I want to say that I thought they were good. These are Sister Schubert's dinner yeast rolls. I like the fact that they're in a resealable pack. I can just take out however many we want for supper and then put them back in the freezer. Those are going to go with one of our suppers this week. More bread. How much bread? I think this is the only bread that I got, are those and these. I got some golden potato hamburger buns. Potato buns are like everything. Pineapple juice, because freaking love pineapple juice. I did spend, I think it was like $100 even on groceries, and this will get us through like everything. Supper stuff for my daughter, she's 7 months old. So food for her, food for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the things. So this is like all the meals. We don't typically eat out. We haven't really been eating out, unless we just had a day. And then I'm like, screw it, just go pick up something. Cereal, these are the cinnamon toasters, which is just like the off-brand for Cinnamon Crunch. I don't buy cereal a lot, but Cody will eat it every once in a while. He'll come home from work and be like, you know what, I don't even really want supper. I'll be fine with a bowl of cereal. So I always make sure I got cereal. I picked up some corkscrews. That's gonna be for Mila. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna cook it yet. I might do like a butter sauce or something with it. I might cook it with some tuna. I don't know yet, but this is the corkscrew, like I said, so it's gonna be easier for her to be able to pick up. So I grabbed that. Some dark chocolate sea salt caramels from Ghirardelli. I like to always pick up something that's gonna be maybe a little, they say dark chocolate is the healthiest of the chocolate. So I try to get us some kind of dark chocolate something, so that if we want something sweet, we can just go and grab something. And most of the time I like individual things. We do really love the dark chocolate almonds, the Dove ones, but Food Line didn't have those. Our little sweet treat for sometime next week is gonna be these double chocolate premium brownie mixes. It's like the mug brownie cake thing. Never had them, but I love Ghirardelli. Love, love, love Ghirardelli. Speaking of, I keep forgetting to order caramel sauce for coffees. I'm gonna try this macaroni and cheese Cracker Barrel. This is the sharp white cheddar. I normally buy the cheapest macaroni and cheese they got, I'm not gonna lie, but that one, I seen it and I was like, Grits, we get the variety pack. The off-brand, I don't have a problem with the off-brand at all. But they only have, in their variety pack, is butter, plain, and cheese. And I'm like, that ain't a variety. This one has 4 different ones. It has the original, butter, cheddar cheese, and country bacon. So for a few cents more, we'll get that one. I got the bottle of Italian classic dressing, nothing fancy. This is going in one of our suppers this week. Something else going in a meal that we're having for supper is this General, is it Tussauds? Is it so? Is it just so? So General So sauce. I've never had this, but I was looking for a teriyaki sauce and this was one of them that came up and I was like, So supposedly this is just like a stir fry sauce. It says spicy and sweet with soy sauce, vinegar, onion, and garlic, medium heat. I'm really excited about that. Something else for supper is sweet and spicy Sweet Baby Ray's. Sweet Baby Ray's is probably one of my most favorite barbecue sauces. This is for Cody to take to work. This is Maxwell House Original Roast Coffee. This is the, I want to say this is the instant coffee. So you just add this into hot water. This is the easiest, especially for like work environments. I do have a K-cup machine, but this thing right here makes 180 cups of coffee and it was $9. You won't get that from K-cups and it's pretty dang good. So we always have that for like hurricane time, just to make sure that, you know, in case we don't want to use our coffee pot and there's not really any electricity, we got coffee still. I got some cream of coconut. We're going to be making some pina coladas. Never made them before, so I had to look that up, but it says cream of coconut and not coconut cream. Hopefully that goes well. I'm gonna let Millie try some sliced peaches. These were the best as far as like what's in it. Like there's no added sugars, there's no corn syrup or nothing. This has peaches, peach juice, and pear juice. And that was it. So I'm gonna let her try some peaches for a little snackety snack. Tomato sauce. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna let her do with tuna yet, but we're trying different. I'm trying to let her try all the things. So this is Chunk Light Tuna in Water by Chicken of the Sea. There's the tiny ones because I don't want to open up a big old gangster pack and, you know, she doesn't eat that much. These, while I was looking for peaches for Mila, these popped up and I was like, ooh, I don't even know if these are going to be good. But these are the Dole Parfait Peaches and Cream. I don't even know. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna try. Got 2 red onions. Red onions are my favorite. They can eat them raw on a salad. Roasting them in the oven, putting them on the grill, on skewers. Y'all, they are the best. The best. And there's 2 others. I got Millie a kiwi. Literally bought 1 kiwi because I know how I am. And a lot of times my eyes are bigger than my belly. And in her case, her belly's teeny tiny. So I'm like, ooh, I should get all this. And then it'll go to the bag before I can use it. So I only got 1 to let her try it. I'm sure she's gonna like it. I also picked up some avocado. Gonna start cutting up some avocado again for her and let her eat that for lunch. It's full of really good fats. And she loves avocado. I am officially running out of room on this counter, but rolling with it. All right, we got a dozen of eggs. We already have a dozen in the fridge, but we've been going through them so crazy, so I try to always get one every time I make a grocery order. No matter how many we have, I go ahead and get another dozen. I got these broccoli florets and baby carrots. I got 2 packs of these. One of these I think is going with a dinner meal, and then I'm gonna just steam up a bag of this because you can steam them in this pack. I'm gonna steam up a bag and just leave it in the refrigerator, and I use it throughout the week with Mila for different like snacks, or I might add some broccoli to her eggs for breakfast as something for lunch or supper for her. So broccoli is really good, and we don't do carrots all that often, so I wanted to make sure I got the blend that had carrots in it. Picked up some zucchini, also for all of us. Anything that we can all eat is the best situation. So I got some zucchini for her to try. I don't think she's had zucchini yet, and I typically just saute that up, but I do think some of that's going to go on the grill. I got some green onion, or scallions, however you would call it. Sharp shredded cheddar. I love these little chopped salad kits. These have been my jam. It's a lot of salad now in one sitting. Ideally, this would be something for like 2 people as a side for like lunch or supper or something, because this is a pretty big salad, but I've been eating it for lunch. This one's really good. It's the Asian, and it comes with everything in it. So you don't have to like have a dressing and toppings and all that's already in there. We got some Bayyybays because I guess they were out of the big bales, so they gave me the babies. Bayyybaay. I'm gonna let her have some of those too this week. Another chopped salad. I've never had this one. This is the chipotle cheddar. I really like the Asian and the sunflower something one. Got some sliced Colby Jack for possibly some grilled cheeses, because Cody will tell you I make the best grilled cheese. Boy, that's tiny. I didn't realize it was going to. I did get some meat. These are the beef fajitas. These are fully cooked, it says. Never had these before, but I seen somebody on Instagram making beef and broccoli, which is one of our supper ideas, and they used that exact same one, and I was like, it's worth a try. If it's bad, we'll have cereal, you know? Picked up some strawberries. We ate all the ones that we got from a local farm place. So, and Mila didn't get any when we got those because she was not really eating solid yet. So she didn't get any, so I'm really excited about her getting some strawberries. Some string cheese, also for Mila, and us too, but I mainly got that thinking about Mila. She's also not had any oranges, so I got her some cuties. And these are little mandarins, and I'm gonna check them for seeds really well, and then let her have her way. They're teeny tiny, but they shouldn't have any seeds, but you never know, so always check them. And last but certainly not least is some baby yogurt. And praise the Lord, it's not expired. The last time I made an order, they gave me expired yogurt. I mean, that's some junk, and I didn't notice it until way later on. Good thing about it is you can send like a message, and they'll give you like, they'll reimburse you for whatever it is, or give you like some kind of code that you can use. Okay, let's put up these groceries, and then I'm gonna talk about all the different meals that's gonna go along with this food to give you a better idea of why I bought the things that I bought.
We got everything we need right here. Wine and burning chemistry. You and me alone. You and me alone. Inside of our embassy. Everything we need right here. Make me sing along. Sing along. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. I never thought I'd ever be stuck by you. Oh, watch me. Dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. We got everything we need, right? Watch me. Dancing in the colors, lightning, blowing up a thunder, wash it over me. Yeah, we got everything we need right here. We got everything Moonlight on your naked skin. Summer's blind us to giving. Where you wanna go? Where you wanna go? Stars align onto your face. Pretty sweet your sour taste. Make me
Okay guys, let's talk all the meals based off of all the things that I just put away. One meal that we're gonna have coming up this week, and this is gonna be for supper. Pretty much just gonna go through all the supper ideas first, or should I start with breakfast to make it more organized? We'll do breakfast, okay. So for breakfast, we typically have eggs, maybe some sausage, bacon, or grits or something. I have bacon and sausage, all of that in the freezer, and I'll just pull it out the night before and let it unthaw. I have like a tray that I keep in the refrigerator and just put all my meat in there that's unthawing for the next day. You could also do cereal if you wanted that. I also have a ton of oatmeal, so any of those will be for breakfast. And as far as Mila's breakfast goes, she'll have either eggs or her baby yogurt, along with some fruit. We made her like a deconstructed little breakfast burrito to the morning, so she had like teared up pieces of a tortilla with some egg and a little bit of sausage, and I want to say maybe some like a couple blueberries or bananas or something. So that's pretty much what breakfast looks like for all of us. And then lunches, those salads, if I don't have leftovers from the previous night, and that's the same thing with my husband, most of the time I'll send leftovers to work with him. That's normally my priority, is to make sure that whatever leftovers go to him, and if there's more for me, then I'll have those. If not, I can always have a salad. I also have some things in the freezer, like different frozen meals and stuff, but for the most part, I normally make enough to have supper that night, maybe even a little extra for seconds, and then enough for lunch the next day. So that's typically what I always do when I cook supper. As far as Mila's lunch goes, she'll have either some pasta or tuna. I typically like to give her a broad lunch and supper, and by that I just mean she'll get a fruit, some kind of bread kind of thing. We try to continue to introduce high allergy foods, so eggs, fish, dairy, stuff like that, peanuts, different things. So I give her peanut butter, eggs. She'll have her whole milk baby yogurt that I showed you. What else? I give her salmon. We're gonna try that tuna. So any of those things, different fruits and veggies, I try to give her a bunch of different things in little small portions for her to just pick and choose. She eats it all, so it really doesn't matter, but that's what we do for lunch. Supper is where like all the decision making goes into, because that is predominantly our lunch the next day. Breakfast is super easy, so most of my planning is spent in supper. Now, we don't eat supper together with Mila. That's because she eats supper at 4 and Cody doesn't get home until later on. So that really varies. We might get to eat at 6. We might get to eat at 7, 8. It really depends on what time he gets home and if I was able to actually get food cooked that day for us to be able to eat at 6 o'clock. So Mila's supper will be, most of the time I try to meal prep stuff. So I'll go ahead and have, like I said, broccoli for the week, or I'll make her little veggie chicken nuggets for the week, and we'll kind of rotate that out. So her supper is typically not the same, but some things that I'm doing this week, she will be able to have like the next day for lunch and possibly supper because of what I chose. So let's go ahead and get into the supper ideas. I have 5, and I do have some that rolled over from last week. That happens sometimes because we might have leftovers that will get us through a couple days instead of just that one day for lunch. So we might end up having leftovers, and like I said, we might eat out or something. So the first supper that I have is pork chops. We had pork chops last week and we got a pretty big tray of them. So I froze the rest of them, and we're going to grill these pork chops. And we're also going to grill some veggies. So that's where I'm going to grill the red onion, some bell peppers, and the zucchini onto the grill as well. So everything is one and done. We'll just put it on the grill and be done with it. Cody will be doing that, so that will be on a day that he's probably going to be off from work or gets off early from work or something, so that we'll be able to do that, and you know, it won't be too late that we're trying to eat. So that's when that will happen. My go-to every week is pizza and fries. Sometimes we're just like, I ain't even got time for the fries, we'll just pull out a bag of chips and have chips, or you could do salad with the pizza. So I always keep pizzas in the freezer. I have 2 in there right now. One of them is, I think it's like chicken barbecue pizza or something, and the other one's like a traditional meat lovers. So that's always an easy one. Another easy one is normally like some kind of taco dish, and I do have everything in the kitchen to make some kind of taco dish. So that's not on my list, but I always have stuff to make some kind of taco something. We have tortillas, we have tortilla chips, taco seasoning, different meat. So if I decide I want to make something like that, I always have that on hand. Something that is new to me, but one of my friends recommended that I try it. It is the sour cream bake, and Ree Drummond makes it. It's the Pioneer Woman, so I think it's going to be pretty good. I've never tried anything from hers that I did not like, and she's one of my favorite cooking shows to watch. I follow her on Instagram. Like, she's my favorite, and we do have quite a few different Ree Drummond things in our kitchen. So I think my crock pot is Ree Drummond, which I'm going to get to use this week. That's something that I don't use very often, but I am going to get to pull it out this week. And it's by Pioneer Woman. But we're having the sour cream bake, and for that we need egg noodles, which I already had. I had those in my pantry. I don't have a pantry, but we're just gonna call it pantry. For probably a month or 2, and I was like, I'm gonna buy these because I feel like eventually I'm gonna make something with them. And look at me, finally got a recipe that I need egg noodles. So you need those egg noodles. The no yolk ones is the ones that she recommended. Those are the ones that I have. So I just so happen to have the ones that she recommended. Tomato sauce, cottage cheese, sour cream, cheese, the green onion, all of that is going into that sour cream bake. And hamburger meat, I already had that in the freezer, so I'm going to be pulling one of those out of the freezer to let it unthaw, just depending on which night. So I will kind of be very, what would be the word, flexible as far as what night these are on, which keeps my little spontaneous heart alive, because I'm not a planner. Not like a full-blown planner, I'm a spontaneous planner. So this meal planning, meal prepping thing is like a lot for my little spontaneous brain to wrap itself around. But because I give myself the freedom and don't necessarily pick a meal for each night, that just eases me a little bit. So I'll just decide when I want to have that. And then we're going to have some of those rolls, those yeast rolls that I put in the freezer. I'm gonna have that on the side. I might even pull out a can of corn, because we love corn with like pasta, red saucy dishes. So I might do that. Might not, depending on how tired I am that day, and I'm like, I ain't got time to put out no corn. Dish number 4 is gonna be beef and broccoli with some rice. Rice is something that I think a lot of people bought up in the stores, but I had some because we don't eat it very often. Like, I can tell you maybe 5 times in a year we eat rice. We don't eat it very often, so I have some already in my pantry. So that beef, the beef fajitas is what I'm going to use for that. Now that does not look like it's going to go very far, because that pack was small and I did not anticipate that. With that being said, I might be able to add in some other kind of meat with that. I might do a little bit of chicken with it too, so it's like beef and chicken and broccoli, which I'm sure will be fine, because it's that General Tso's sauce that I'm using, and normally it's General Tso's chicken. So I'm thinking I might add a little bit of chicken in. Obviously, I'm gonna have to cook that chicken first, because that beef, I think, is cooked already. And then the broccoli is steamed in that bag. So I'm just gonna steam it maybe a little bit in the bag, just to sort of cook it a little bit and then add it in. This is something I want to be totally winging. Sometimes I pick a recipe from Pinterest. Sometimes I see a recipe on Pinterest and it causes me to think up another one in my head. So that beef and broccoli, I seen somebody on Instagram. She was making lemon butter beef and broccoli, and I was like, don't want that, but I do want beef and broccoli. And I started thinking, I was like, I could just do some teriyaki sauce, beef and broccoli, and be done. But she used that beef fajita mix. So we're gonna try it. If you've tried that before, let me know. If you totally hated it, don't tell me, because I still need to cook it because I bought it. Okay. All right, and the last meal that I have is the crock pot meal, and that is going to be barbecue chicken sandwiches with some mac and cheese on the side. Pretty excited to try out that Cracker Barrel mac and cheese. Pretty sure it's gonna be banging. I might even put it in a baking dish and toss some breadcrumbs on it and make it like baked mac and cheese. I got breadcrumbs, I might do that. But the barbecue chicken is just, I think it was like 2 to 3 chicken breasts. I could be wrong. I got this recipe off of Pinterest. I don't know if they were frozen or if they were fresh. Don't know, I'm gonna have to look. But just put that in the crock pot with, I wanna say, a cup of barbecue sauce and a few tablespoons of that Italian dressing. And that's it. And then you just let it cook. It's just gonna fall apart. That's the good thing about cooking chicken in a crock pot. Super tender, it just falls apart. And then we're just gonna put those on the potato buns. I also have been making slaw. I do have all the ingredients to make homemade slaw, so I'll probably make some slaw to go on those chicken sandwiches. So I think it'll be pretty good. Like I said, I have multiple different things that I can cook that I keep, but I try to get like a new week's worth of meals. This is just 5 that I wrote down, but like I said, I have other things in the kitchen that I can, you know, whip up and put together. I hope that was able to help you guys out if you've been like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of cooking and I'm tired of cooking the same thing. If you want to try some stuff, there's always like HelloFresh and different meal kits that you can try. We've tried HelloFresh before and we love it. They have really, really good meals and you don't have to grocery shop for none of that. So it'll come right to your door. And that's that. This isn't sponsored. Y'all just know I've worked with HelloFresh multiple times over the past few years. And That's crazy, few years. We're just huge fans of theirs and all the meals that we've ever tried through them. So if you want to try new things and you don't necessarily want to have to go and do all this, just order some kind of meal kit or something and do that. But if not, do what I do and go on Pinterest and just look through and maybe type in easy dinner ideas, easy supper, however, whichever one you say. Let me know down below in the comments. Do you say dinner or supper? Let me know. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, y'all. Bye.